Good morning, everybody. Grace and peace to you from our Lord Jesus Christ and all the saints here in Central California. Coming to you from our surgery clinic closet again. I made a video a couple of weeks ago saying that I had a stacking problem, probably, and I definitely do have a stacking problem. And this is the problem right here. This message keeps coming up. I don't know if you can see it, but it says the stack Mac is either not configured or its configuration is not consistent within the stack. The stack cannot operate properly in this condition. Please correct and reboot. So I asked the font of all knowledge, ChatGPT. Posted that message in there and it said, hey, you need to set the stack MAC address. So it said you need to set it to the MAC address of the switch you want to be master. I tried to set it to a specific slot number and that didn't work right. Let's see if I can find the command. So, yeah. So ChatGPT was wrong about this. It said you could set it to a specific MAC address. And no, if you see, ouch, bumped my head. You can see here, maybe you can. It says you can use the active stack MAC address of the node specified. And yeah, I don't know. It won't let me specify a node. So, well, let me try. Hang on. Active. Tab. Question mark. Yeah, it'll just let me use the existing stack MAC address. It won't let me specify a node. So I just said configure stack MACing address. No, configure stacking MAC address. And hang on 1 second. Okay. If I try to say active stack MAC address, oh my gosh, this is horrible. These words. It won't take the command anyway. So if I just do configure stacking MAC address and hit enter, it says the command will take effect with the next reboot. So we're going to try this again. It worked, stayed up for 7 days last time before all of a sudden I lost contact with the switch. It's layer 2 works just fine. It just seems to be management that's affected. So anyhow, I've scheduled a reboot for tomorrow morning because I'm connected right now over wireless and everything's working and nobody's complaining out there. That's where all the nurses and doctors are. They're out there. So anyway, we will reboot this in the morning, 4:30 in the morning, and we'll see how long it lasts. So stay tuned. We'll have more in just a second. Okay, we're out of there. Yeah, it always kind of freaks me out when I see a switch go down and then I don't sleep well. But, there were no complaints coming from the clinic. There were no phone calls, so I knew they were working. And actually, before what I saw was that the switch was down hard. This time what I saw was no SNMP v3 response. So it was actually responding to a ping, but it wasn't responding to SNMP. It also wasn't responding to SSH because it was. I could get to it, but it wasn't authenticating. So I'm not sure why that is. But anyway, we've told the master, or told it to fix its MAC address, told it who I want to be the master. It was odd. So the couple of things I did do different was I did set master capability on. slot number 1, which it should have been already because it was the master before, but I did it again. And this time I also said, fix the stacking MAC address. So we'll see if it does. If it doesn't, hi there. It's a call to extreme to see if we can figure that out. But yeah, it's an odd one. It's puzzling. Yeah, I've done all I can do, so I'm not sure what else we can do there aside from call extreme and let them take a look at it. Sorry, it's a busy place out here. I'm walking along the campus here to get back to my building. We got lots of construction going on. 1 minute. Let this guy go by with his little bobcat. They are and now we have a traffic jam. They are building solar panels on top of the parking lot, so they're going to be doing it over there next. They're doing it in my employee parking lot right now, so I guess that's where he's going. He's getting ready to start on the digging holes over here, so because that's where he's headed. All right, that was a major rabbit trail. So yeah, we'll get Extreme to take a look at this thing if this doesn't fix it. Last time it fixed it for a week before it came back. So it may be a memory problem in one of the switch chassis. I don't know. So I'm sure Extreme will figure it out. I have another case open right now with my little test switch. That it's a minor nuisance. It's not affecting how it works at all, but I don't like it and I want it fixed. Excuse me. So when you do a show command, like show port all, and then tell it, not to pause, just, I'm sorry. If you show all the ports, and it'll display all the ports, and it'll get to the bottom of the page and it'll say press any key to continue, right? Well, it doesn't wait for me to press any key to continue. It just cancels the command. It's like I've hit escape or something, and I haven't. But, well, maybe my keyboard is malfunctioning, so I tried it on my laptop. Same thing. Okay, well, the escape key can't be stuck on my keyboard and my laptop keyboard, both. So put in a call to extreme. Oh, and the other thing it's doing is it's let's see, what is it? So you enter a command, you change something, and you do save config, right? Right. And you don't do any more commands. Wait a couple of seconds, hit the enter key, and there's a little asterisk that appears right in front of the prompt on the CLI. And that asterisk means the configuration has changed. Well, I didn't change anything. I didn't type anything. So that is maddening. My glasses are sliding off here. So those are the two things I called them about. And I may end up having to call them about this. Getting a little torqued with extreme support lately. They've they're slacking a little bit now. I called him yesterday. He called me back once. I didn't answer, and I said I'll be available after lunch, and they never called back. Didn't update the case notes, nothing. So I'll check with them again this morning, and we'll check up on that switch tomorrow and see if the reboot worked. So yeah, I'll make that part of this video. How about that? So I'm going to go ahead and pause right here, and we'll pick this up tomorrow after that switch is rebooted. So we'll see you all tomorrow morning. Okay, we're back, and the last half of this video won't be quite as bouncy because it's the next morning. I don't even have to say if you'll recall yesterday, because you just heard me say it. Anyway, I had set the stack MAC address on the surgery clinic switch and set it to reboot early this morning, which it has. And let's check and see what's going on with it. I got some link errors, but the switch is back. As you can see, this is the switch right there, and it is back up. It's got some link errors on it right now, so it's not showing green at the moment. But sorry about that. That's okay. I'll take it. I can get into it. I can manage it. Let's pull this over here. I'll show you this. So what I did is manually set the stack MAC address, as I said, and came in and took a looked at the stacking topology. It's a ring, that's good, and what I desire is what is happening right now. Slot number 1 is the master, slot number 4 is the backup, and then right down here at the very bottom, if you can see, this says factory MAC address. It's set to this. That's actually slot number 4's MAC address, because slot 4 was the master when I executed the command. So when you say set stacking MAC address, set stacking MAC is all I typed, but that's what happens. It sets the stack address to the current master. Now I could go in there and execute the command again, reboot it again, but to me that's not really important. 4 or 1 can be the master, and if 4 is the stack MAC address, that's fine for now. So anyway, so that's solved. And just to stretch this video out just a bit, a quick story on I always like to say that we fixed the network issue that wasn't a network issue. Well, yesterday we fixed a network issue that actually was a network issue. This is in conjunction with Tariq. I thought this would be a great exercise for my young Jedi apprentice to go out there and learn some stuff. So we had let's see, let me pull up that map real quick. There, just show you this. Everything is green again. Let's go look at the whole network here. Where's my mouse? There it is. I'm not wearing my reading glasses at the moment. So there's the network. Everything is green. Everything looks good. So I have this other map that I monitor called the Patient Vitals Network. And I'm going to kind of hold you way back here. We had this guy right here was throwing CRC errors on the port of the switch that it's connected to, this server. Now this server had been up in another building, and they just kind of moved it without telling us. And so Tariq was with them when they moved it, and because he's part of the help desk, so he helps move computers too. So he said, hey, well, he called me. He said, hey, we've moved this server down here. Where do I connect it? I said, well, you'll connect it on one of the special patient vitals clinic or vitals switch. The only thing special about it is I have the switch set aside for just patient vitals. It doesn't do any other network traffic. And he says, oh, okay. I said, there's 2 VLANs. I said, make sure it's in the wired VLAN, not the wireless VLAN for the patient vitals. He said, okay, I can do that. So he did it, and worked great, except that the port on the switch it was on kept throwing CRC errors, and the server kept showing that it was disconnected from it has another server that it connects to, like a database server. And it would show periodically it was disconnected. And it would connect again, and it would disconnect. So they thought there was something with the configuration, they being Biomed. So Biomed calls the vendor, and Biomed is the guys that take care of all the patient monitoring equipment, okay? Just in case you don't know how hospitals work. And I didn't when I got here. So Biomed calls the vendor, and they come out and they look at it, and they said, well, we can't find anything wrong. Check your network. So I went out there, put my laptop on there, and it works just great. And I put my little green meter on there, and it works great. And I said, look, I don't know. They need to come out and configure it again. So then that's when I noticed it wasn't exhibiting this problem yet on Intermapper. But yesterday on Intermapper, I noticed that link connect from the switch to that server was just solid red. The indications on Intermapper was just a solid red. So I looked at the status and said CRC errors. Okay, cable might not be plugged in very well. So I asked Tariq, I said, hey, when you got time today, can you swing by over there, that new server you put in, and just reseat the cables and check the CRC errors on that port? And if they're still there, go into the switch, go over to the switch side and reset the ends on the patch cable. I said, and take a new patch cable and a new patch cord for the server side with you, just in case. So he goes out there, resets them, no help, replaces the patch cable from the server to the wall jack, doesn't fix it, replaces the patch cable from the switch to the jack in the network room, that doesn't fix it. So he calls me back, he says, look, I really don't know what it is. So at that point, I started having to think, okay, that's when I remembered. This is where getting old really stinks. So on those switches, what we normally have connected are the patient vital monitors. They're just little boxes that sit by the bed, and they take the blood pressure cuff off of it and put it on you, and if there might be any leads, or a oxygen monitor for your finger, and all that goes into this little box, and this box plugs into an Ethernet port in the wall, and it plugs into this switch, the patient vitals switch. And then all that data gets sent back to this server with a display that displays all the different patient vitals to the nurses that are monitoring this. And those ports they have to be manually set. The speed and duplex have to be manually set to 100 and full duplex, because the Biomed monitors themselves, or the excuse me, it's early, patient vitals monitors themselves have kind of really old networking hardware in them. 1 second. Coffee. So the networking hardware they use is like circa 1990s, pretty old stuff. Networkly speaking, 30 years ago isn't that long ago to me, but to networking it is. So I thought, well, this server, it's just a recent Windows machine, really. It's recent hardware. So I said, hey, you know what? Check and see if the speed and duplex are manually set on that port, which I knew they were, but I told him, check and see. And he goes, oh, yeah, they are. Should I change it? I said, yeah, why don't you just change it to auto-negotiate? I said, because we don't have any CRC errors with any of our other PCs, so let's just change it to auto-negotiate. Which he did, and then he cleared out the port counters on that port, the error counters on the port, and he started watching it, and he goes, oh, hey, the errors went away. So there you go. It was a network problem that wasn't really a network problem, but it really was. It was what I like to call over-configuration. I would like to leave everything at auto-negotiate, but for some of these medical devices, specifically the bedside monitors, we have some glucometers that measure blood sugar that plug into the network. They have to all be manually set to 100 meg. We've got some older printers out there, like the wristband printers. Those have to be manually set. So Just depends on the device, and we always have to remember, when you put a PC back there, that's got newer networking hardware in it, it can auto-negotiate the speed with the switch, so. And then he calls me back later, he says, oh yeah, it came up really fast too, it's updating really quickly now. I said, well, yeah, it's running at 1 gig now instead of 100 meg. So, anyway, network problem that was actually induced by this guy. But it's fixed. So anyway, so that's the two issues I'm going to talk about this week. If you like what you saw, and I'm going to keep my eye on this surgery switch, and we'll update you in the future if it goes down again. If it doesn't go, if you don't hear about it again, just assume that the fix worked. Setting the stacking MAC address. Oh my gosh, that's so hard. Is what resolved that problem. So anyway, if you like what you saw, click the subscribe button, click the notification bell, give me a thumbs up, give me a thumbs down. Don't really care. And most of all, keep your eyes on Jesus. God bless everybody.